The 100 Crafts Exhibition. Activities such as visiting Crane Ridge together, boating in the Lake Bay, poetry competition in the 100 Fruit Orchard, and guessing riddles and telling stories in the 7 Fragrances Garden are similar to those in the mortal world, differing only in content while sharing a similar nature, hence they are omitted. The lifestyle of the celestials in the 1,000-year world differs from that of humans in terms of environment, geography, and physical condition. Consequently, their work content and methods also differ. Presented here are some examples of their work content and methods. Respected Beijing in 7 Fragrances Garden arranged a series of welcome activities to greet Hai and Hori, one of which was the 100 Crafts exhibition. 100 Crafts refers to the demonstration of technical skills, and the workplace is where the labor is conducted. With nearly 300 celestials in 7 Fragrances Garden, the workplaces are dispersed, thus this activity is carried out separately. Let's examine a few scenes to understand what the celestials in the 1,000-year world are doing and how they go about it. Making needles. Celestials in the 1,000-year world also wear clothes. However, making clothes requires needles. In the absence of modern steel mills like on Earth, where do the needles come from? Celestial Sidwa in 7 Fragrances Garden specializes in making needles. Leading everyone to a hillside on Crane Ridge where more than 10 small needle grasses grow, Sidwa demonstrates the process. These small needle grasses are small shrubs with sparse needle prickles growing on their branches of varying lengths, which are very sharp and hard. They are similar in size and shape to the needles used by humans to sew clothes, except for the different materials. Sidwa forcefully breaks off a few of them and lightly shaves off a little from both sides of the tail of one of them with a small knife. Then, he holds the needle prickle firmly with one hand and uses a sharp tool he brought with him, resembling a thin iron rod obtained from Red Rock Gully and honed on a stone, to drill and dig the tail of the needle. After a while, the needle eye is pierced, and then he polishes the tail on the stone, making it smooth and round, thus a sewing needle was made. Sewing clothes. In the 1,000-year world, fabric comes from 2 sources, one is silk from silkworms, and the other is flower petals. The flower responsible for these petals is called celestial clothing. Its flowers are large, with 5 petals each, several times larger than those of a butterfly orchid and almost the size of a dripping guanine leaf. Because they bloom for a long time, these petals are very flexible, brightly colored, and soft like cotton, making them ideal fabric material. Silk fabrics are dyed using plant materials such as indigo, acorn, gallnut, persimmon leaves, holly leaves, chestnut shells, lotus seed husks, Salvia officinalis leaves, Japanese umbrella pine leaves, red lotus roots, yellow bark twigs, and others, rather than mineral substances such as iron or powder, mica, cinnabar, alum, etc. These materials are ground into powder and soaked to extract their pigments for dyeing silk fabrics. Different dyeing and processing techniques create different types of silk, such as silk fabric, gauze, brocade, and damask, in colors ranging from red, orange, and yellow to green, blue, and purple. There are many shades within each color family, with yellow alone having variations like goose yellow, chrysanthemum yellow, apricot yellow, egg yolk yellow, millet yellow, gold yellow, earth yellow, and brown tea, while green includes hues like emerald, bean green, leafy green, fruit green, and ink green. Lanbai, Dayao, Muqin, and Solan specialize in sewing clothes. Lanbai uses celestial clothing flower petals and wooden scissors to cut each petal according to Hai's body shape. Dayao skillfully sews the petals together with a needle. With their expertise, they quickly complete a cream-colored skirt. Similarly, Muqin and Solan sew an apricot-colored skirt for Hori using silk. Making knives, axes, and saws. Some trees in the 1,000-year world grow and decay quickly, their softwood being easily processed and useful for construction. Most houses are built using this type of wood. To shape this wood, no knives, axes, or saws are needed. Instead, the wood is shaped using ropes based on the principle of rubbing ropes against wooden boards will cut into them. Some wood is hard and requires knives, axes, or saws for processing. There are no steel mills, ironworks, or steel rolling mills in the thousand-year world, so where do they get knives, axes, and saws? Consciousness creates reality. Just as fruits on earth are created by super-celestial beings to meet human needs, materials in the thousand-year world are created by super-celestial beings to meet the needs of the celestials and the environmental characteristics of the thousand-year world. About 30 kilometers from the Seven Fragrances Garden lies a canyon called Red Rock Gully. Here, there are many differently shaped stone slabs and stone strips, which are actually a special metal composite material. Materials are selected according to needs and then polished to make the necessary tools, such as knives, axes, and saws. Bashya, Kasang, Mudi, Luanchin, Jua, and Hej specialize in making tools such as knives, axes, and saws. At Red Rock Gully, Bashya selects a stone about 10 centimeters long, Kasang chooses one about half a meter long, Mudi picks one about 10 centimeters long, and Luanchin takes a long stone strip. They then enter a workshop they built earlier. Jua and Hej have already lit the stove, using hard red pine as fuel instead of coal. Bashya throws the 10 centimeter long stone into the fire, which quickly turns red. He then removes it with pliers and hammers it on an anvil about 50 times. In no time, a small knife is formed. After cooling it in water, he grinds it back and forth on a greenstone, resembling a grindstone. Finally, he embeds a wooden handle in the tail end, completing the small knife. Other tools, such as axes and saws, are made in a similar manner. Haircutting. Females in the thousand-year world never cut their hair, it naturally falls off when it reaches waist length and then grows anew. Haircutting is only for males. Men's beards hardly grow before the age of 600, and they almost never shave. In contrast, men's hair in the thousand-year world grows continuously from birth, which raises the issue of haircutting. Yiri and Dejia are responsible for haircuts. Currently, Siji and Mira need haircuts, so they sit on bamboo stools with Yiri cutting Siji's hair and Dejia cutting Myra's. They only use a comb and a pair of scissors, skillfully completing their work in no time. The comb mentioned here is made from leaves of the evergreen wood, shaved with a knife. This evergreen wood grows very slowly, and its leaves are almost like hard wooden pieces as thick as combs. They are called leaves because of their leaf-like shape and are perfect for making hair combs. Making toilet paper. In the thousand-year world, there's no use for paper, no books, no letters, no need for writing or articles. However, toilet paper is still a necessity. Are paper mills needed in the thousand-year world? No, they are not. Celestial Machung and Celestial Bishue are specifically tasked with making toilet paper. This toilet paper isn't paper at all, it's actually a type of flower petal called skin comforting fragrance. These flowers are as large as ordinary wash basins, with shapes resembling begonia blossoms and a snow-white color. Their fragrance resembles lavender, and their petals are covered with tiny buds resembling taste buds on the tongue. Machung and Bishue collect 2 full backpacks of skin-comforting fragrance flower petals from the garden in the Seven Fragrances Garden. They then pour these petals into a large water tank for soaking. The purpose of soaking is mainly to remove the oils and gums from the petals. The water used for soaking isn't ordinary, it's from a spring near the Seven Fragrances Garden, tasting of lime with high alkalinity. Additionally, grass and wood ash water are added. After soaking, the skin-comforting fragrance flower petals are taken outside to dry in the sun, becoming soft and gentle like cotton, serving as toilet paper. Making water tanks, buckets, and basins. Whether for printing and dyeing silk fabrics or soaking skin-comforting fragrance flower petals, water tanks are needed in the thousand-year world. With water tanks come water buckets, and transplanting flowers and plants for decorating courtyards, water buckets are required. For washing faces, water basins are essential. So, how are water tanks, buckets, and basins made? Male celestial Lanbua and Taoqian, along with female celestial Meiji and Weijia, are responsible for making these items. Meiji and Weijie go to the forest of the Crane Ridge and cut a diagonal opening in the bark of a tree, then insert a tube into it. A sticky liquid similar to milk continuously flows out, collected in a basin. This liquid is a type of glue with very strong adhesion. After collecting enough liquid, they move to another tree and repeat the process until the basin is full. This tree is called the silica gel tree, similar to the rubber tree on Earth, but its liquid doesn't solidify easily. It can be used like paint to coat walls with a brush. When it comes into contact with water, it solidifies, making it suitable for making water buckets and other items. Lanbua and Taoqian cut bamboo into required lengths and sizes. Then they glue the pieces together using the silica gel sap collected by Meiji and Weijie. They also brush a little water onto the bamboo pieces to aid in bonding. This creates the side of the water basin. Next, they glue many small bamboo pieces together in a similar manner, cover them with silica gel sap, and then with a banana leaf that is strong, waterproof, and smooth, which is the root skin that wraps the main trunk of the banana plant. The two parts are bonded together as one, then cut into the desired circular shape and placed into a cylinder made of bamboo strips that are wider at the top and narrower at the bottom. Silicone tree sap is dripped around the edge, then brushed inside and out. After spraying water inside and out, the water basin is complete. Water tanks are made in the same way. When making a water bucket, holes are drilled at the top of two large bamboo strips beforehand. These strips are slightly longer than the others. Before bonding, they just place them symmetrically and insert a thick red willow stick into the holes of the bamboo strips. To create a colorful basin, plant pigments are extracted and added to the liquid from the silica gel tree.